What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with another Minor League Monday. Today we're ranking our top 10 MLB prospects. This is my opinion, and it is completely different from any list you've seen this year so far. So this is what we're looking at today, you guys. I have my top 15 prospects down here. We're going to leave 5 honorable mentions, and I'm going to talk about them at the end, why I didn't put them in the top 10. And then on the right side of the screen, we have the MLB pipeline. We'll use that as reference, and I'll just show you guys how much more different my rankings are compared to the pipeline, and I'll explain why. I've been following a lot of these guys for multiple years now. And yeah, some of them are new, but most of them, like I said, I've been following for a while now, and I have a good feeling about some of these guys. More feelings on some of the players than others, and we're going to go through it. I want to know your guys' opinion as well. I actually will put the link to this tier maker in the description below. If you want to fill it out, let me know how it goes. Screenshot it, send it to me on Twitter. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, let me know what you guys' rankings are as well. Let me know if there's anyone out of this top 15 on here that you would have included. But yeah, we're going to jump into it really quick today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'm super excited for this season. Cannot wait for it to start. Huge things coming to the channel. Minor League Monday is going to be like minor league every day of the week. I cannot wait. But yeah, let's do it. All right, so number 10 on my list, you guys, and the MLB pipeline has him ranked number 2, but I'm putting him at number 10, Adley Rutschman. And the reason I'm doing that is just because Adley, he's only played 1 year in the minors. And yes, he was the number 1 overall draft pick in the 2019 draft. But to me, he showed flaws. He has shown that he has struggled with the wood bat a little bit. He destroyed short season. He hit 325 in short season. But other than that, his highest batting average was 254. All right, I had to adjust my webcam just so you guys can see more on the screen. But yeah, guys, the reason I'm picking Adley at number 10 is just because he has shown that he's faced adversity already in his short minor league career. He hasn't passed anything higher than A-ball. And when he did hit A-ball, he played 12 games, he hit 154. So that's concerning to me. I'm not saying that he doesn't have a future in MLB. I still think he's fantastic, but I do still think he has some developing to do down there, getting used to hitting wood bat. That's why I have Adley at number 10. Number 9 on my list, you guys, is going to be for the Atlanta Braves, Cristian Pache. The pipeline has him ranked number 12, but I think Pache is a really great prospect, you guys. He came up at the end of the year last year, played in the postseason for the Braves, and he was pretty decent. Bringing a player up in the postseason, you can't expect them to explode offensively, but he did hit a home run, and he plays great defense. At the end of the day, this dude's going to be a Gold Glove candidate for as long as he's in the league. The dude is lightning fast and is really good with his glove. And on top of that, he can kind of do it all. He's kind of a 5-tool player. When you look at his stats, his hitting's not bad. 283 lifetime in the minors, I will take that. And he hit 12 home runs in the minor leagues in 2019. So that's super solid, to be honest. That shows that he can flash some power here and there while winning Gold Gloves, while playing just phenomenal defense, stealing bases. I would actually probably like to see him steal more bases with how fast he is. 7 and 8 the last 2 seasons. That's pretty disappointing, but Cristian Pache, I think he's super well-rounded. He might be the most well-rounded player on this entire list, from top to bottom being a 5-tool player. So that's why I have him at number 9. Number 8 on my list, and this might surprise some people, but I have Sixto Sanchez at number 8. Sixto Sanchez, he's number 15 on the MLB pipeline. He came up last year. He started in 7 games. You guys had a 3.46 ERA. Sixto Sanchez is a guy you have to watch pitch. I've always been high on Sixto Sanchez, and the reason is because he pitches. He's not someone that just throws. He naturally throws 100 miles an hour, so he's up there trying to locate, and he doesn't walk people, which I think is the biggest key. In 39 innings last year, guys, he only walked 11 people. That's really, really good. You see some of these younger arms where they're almost walking a batter an inning. It's ridiculous. So he does not walk people very often. And honestly, 3.46 was, I think that was even elevated because a couple of those games, he gave up like a 3-run home run like multiple times. So if he limits those home runs, he has 3 amazing pitches. He has a crazy fastball, sits like 100 to 102. It's insane. He doesn't even look like he's trying to throw hard. His slider moves like 17 inches. It's nuts. Has crazy cut on it. And then his changeup looks like a sinker. Watch Sixto Sanchez pitch this year, guys. His changeup's his best pitch, and it's insane. It's a strikeout pitch. He's not a big strikeout pitcher, which I love. He's gonna naturally strike people out with the stuff he has. But look at him. 39 innings last year. He only had 33 strikeouts. You know, that's not like a crazy strikeout ratio. So I like Sixto Sanchez because I think he's a true pitcher, and I do see him being very good in this league. Extremely good. Number 7, sticking with pitchers. If I put Sixto on the list, I had to put Ian Anderson on the list, you guys. Ian Anderson last year was incredible. Number 18 on the pipeline. Again, my list is way different than theirs. But Ian Anderson, guys, he had a 1.95 ERA last year in 6 starts with the Braves. He pitched in the playoffs. He was great. He pitched 18 innings in the postseason last year, guys. He had a 0.96 ERA. So something clicked with Ian Anderson last year. He's always been a solid pitcher in the minors, but he's not someone like that blows you away. Like you're not seeing like sub 1 ERA or something crazy like that. But he's always been a good pitcher in the minors. Something clicked with Ian Anderson last year, and he absolutely dominated in the short season. Super excited to see what he does this year. That's why he's number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list, you guys, I had to include Spencer Torkelson, my ASU boy. Pipeline has him ranked number 3. And you know, I can't completely disagree with the ranking of the Pipeline, but I'm putting him at 6 just because, and that even still might be too high, just because he hasn't played yet. I want to see Spencer Torkelson in at least half a season of the minor leagues before I really am just like sold on Spencer Torkelson, but I need to see him hit a wood bat first. Again, I watched him play a ton in college. He has one of the best approaches I've ever seen in my life. I'm chased with like one bad pitch in like 15 games I've watched him playing. It's insane. He's very, very aware at the plate. Absolutely love it. Swings phenomenal. Power to all fields. I saw him hit a ball like 450 feet to right center, opposite field. It was insane. Didn't even look like he hit it hard either, and the ball just carried forever. I think Spencer Torkelson gets a lot of hate on his athleticism. I really do. I think he's a better athlete than people think. Watching him in person, he moves great. Honestly, I don't see any concerns with him with his mobility. And his defense is solid. I saw him play in right field just fine. And I also saw him play first base great. I'm curious as to how he'll do at third base, but his work ethic's crazy good. So I have 0 issues and 0 worries with Spencer Torkelson on that side of the ball. Everyone talks about just he's a hitter, he's a hitter, he's a hitter. I think he's gonna be fine on defense. I really do. Number 5 on my list, you guys, and I kind of went high on this one, but it's just the upside of Marco Luciano is insane. So the Pipeline has him ranked 16th, and I think that's kind of low. Honestly, when you see the Pipeline hype up these younger guys, Luciano has it all. He might be the most raw player on the entire minor league system. He is unbelievable. Luciano's 6'2", and he's skinny. He has so much room to grow, you guys. But look at what he did in his one season. 302 with 10 home runs. One of his home runs supposedly had an exit velocity of 119 miles an hour. That is ridiculous. That's like Giancarlo Stanton exit velocity numbers. Do I know if that's completely true? No, but that's what I've heard. And his bat speed and exit velo are top of the ranks in the minor leagues. He also is pretty good at defense. He's a shortstop right now, but they say he's potentially going to turn into a third baseman. They want him to stay at short, but they said he can also play third. And I heard recently he could potentially move to the outfield as well. So he's just an athletic guy with a lot of different defensive options. So Luciano, number 5 on my list. I moved him up there, but I think the upside, you have to put him up there. You have to. And the Giants came out and said in an article just this last week that he's probably going to start in like A-ball, but they said like halfway through the minor league season, if he's playing well, like he's going to shoot up the rankings. And they said he could potentially debut this year if he's playing that well. Like they said with missing a year, they're going to, if anyone's playing good, they're just going to keep moving him up. So I don't think we'll see him this year in 2021, but I think 2022 is super realistic. Again, he's only 19 years old, so he's probably going to debut next year at 20. All right, I was missing a picture, but number 4 on the list, you guys, CJ Abrams. CJ Abrams is legit, you guys. He is unbelievable. He's number 8 on the Pipeline. I think this dude and Tatis are going to run the NL West. Like, I really do think these two will be the best middle infielder combination, maybe in the whole MLB once they mature and get to that level. But CJ Abrams is really special, you guys. He's 20 years old. Again, he's one of those players that missed out at a whole year. But in his one season, he had 393 with 3 home runs, 13 doubles, and he had a 647 slugging percentage in 34 games. Like, this dude is another guy like Luciano. He is small. He is skinny. He's 6'2", and when you look at him, he looks like he looks like a high schooler. Like, he has so much room to build muscle, and I don't know. Seeing 3 home runs in 30 games shows that he does have power. So CJ Abrams, number 4 on my list. The Padres are going to be so good this year. And CJ Abrams, we're not going to see him this year, but I do think we see him in 22 as long as he shows progression. Number 4 on my list, he can do it all. He really can. He's super fast as well. He might be the fastest person in this top 10. Number 3 on my list, you guys, we got one more pitcher in the top 10. Mckenzie, Gore, San Diego Padres, back-to-back, number 3 and number 4 on the list. Pipeline oddly moved him to number 6. He was number 3 last year, and then he won minor league pitcher of the year, and then he went down to 6, and I'm not sure why. But Mckenzie Gore has it all. He really does. He's 21 years old, 6'2", 197, big frame. Look at these numbers in 2019. 1.69 ERA in 2019, you guys. Absolutely ridiculous. Dominated high A, 15 starts, 1.02 ERA. He went to double A for 5 starts. You know, he did show a little bit of struggle. He had 4.1 ERA, but I'm not worried about 5 starts. I'm really not. When I look at a pitcher, I care about their stuff, and he has it all. He doesn't walk people. And that was honestly his biggest issue when he was at double A. He walked 8 guys in 21 innings compared to he walked 20 people in 80 innings. So his walk rate was up, so it probably affected his play just a little bit, new environment, stuff like that. But Mckenzie Gore has this stuff. He has unbelievable pitches. Like, look at his grades. 60 fastball, 60 slider, 60 changeup, 55 curveball. Like, that's 4 MLB ready pitches. It really is. He has the stuff. I cannot wait to see him up. I'm pretty mad at the Padres for what they're doing to him, though. I mean, not to him specifically, but they went and picked up a ton of pitching, and I thought for sure he was going to be the number 5 starter at the start of the year. Now I'm not sure if he's even going to start this year. He's probably going to come out of the bullpen. So I'm disappointed about that, but I'm hoping somehow he finds the starting rotation this year because he deserves it. He's been ready now for an entire year. I hope he gets his call. I hope he gets a start because he's a starter. It's so difficult to be a good reliever when you're like born a starter. Like, he's been starting his whole life. So I hope somehow he finds a way in the starting rotation. Number 3 on my list. Number 2 prospect on my list is Julio Rodriguez, you guys, for the Seattle Mariners. He's number 5 on the list. I think this dude is super special. Not only is he a giant person, he's 6'3" with a big frame. He smashes. He absolutely rakes. In 2 seasons in the minors, he's hit 322 with a 395 on base percentage. Last year, he hit 12 home runs in 84 games. Like, the dude has power. I think Julio Rodriguez is that type of person that is extremely special. And honestly, he's another guy I feel like that gets overlooked. Like, people see him only as a bat. I think he's decent at defense. I really do. I don't think it's a concern. Like, his grade is 55 with a 60 arm. So, like, he has a fantastic arm. Again, I think he's a guy that should get rushed to the majors this year, but I don't think they're going to. They're probably going to wait until next year, let him develop one more year. I'm not mad at it, but again, this is a guy I want to see up as soon as possible. Julio Rodriguez is special, and I cannot wait. He wants it badly, too. He tweets all the time how much he wants to win. Like, just during the Super Bowl the other day, he was like, I really want this feeling. Julio and Kelneck, those are 2 dudes that they seem like they have really good leadership qualities, and I think are going to be fantastic pieces in that Mariners system. I hope the Mariners can be good, and it starts with Julio Rodriguez. I really do think that he could be that guy. He could be an all-star. All right, the obvious answer for number 1, you guys. Wander Franco. You just cannot deny it. Wander Franco's been the number 1 prospect for the last 2 years now, and he deserves it. He really does. 80 hit tool. It just doesn't make any sense how good he is at hitting. He's a switch hitter on top of that. 2 seasons in the minors, hit 336 with a 405 on base percentage, and on top of that, his slugging percentage is 523. So, like, the dude has power. He can get into baseballs. In 2 seasons, he has 20 home runs, 110 RBIs. He's drawn 83 walks on top of that as well. Like, the dude is just unbelievable in the box, and I cannot wait to see him at the pro level. He's going to debut this year. Hopefully, he's playing game 1, but we'll see. I know he's definitely at spring training. Luciano's at spring training, too. I forgot to mention that. He got invited recently. But Wander Franco, he should be starting day 1. Super excited. He's going to be the talk of the year. Definitely one of the biggest stories of the year is him coming up just because of how hyped up he is. We'll see if he can live up to it. I'm curious to see what his power numbers are going to be in the pros, though. I don't see him being like a 40 home run guy, but you see some of these home runs he hits. Look him up. He destroys baseball. So he could hit 40 home runs. You never know. He's just very good at hitting, and his defense isn't an issue. I really don't think it is. He's very versatile. He could play shortstop or second base. Wander Franco, number 1 prospect in baseball, guys. That's my list. That's my top 10. So I lied. I was missing CJ Abrams' picture. So I have 6 extra pictures down here of players that could have potentially been in the top 10. So I just want to touch on them really quick. One being Ke'Bryan Hayes, unbelievable player for the Pirates, came up last year. I dropped him off my list just because it was pretty much impossible to make a top 10 out of these guys without excluding him. Like, I just felt some of these other guys are more deserving. Ke'Bryan Hayes was awesome last year. I'm curious if he's going to be able to do it again. This is probably where I'm going to see the most controversy, though. Jared Kelneck, I kept him out of the top 10. I like Kelneck a lot as a player, but I see him as like a top 15 prospect for me personally. Like, when he moved up to AA, he only hit 250. I'm not crazy about those numbers. He's going to have power, but I want to see him barrel up the ball more consistently, and hitting 250, you're clearly not doing that all the time. So Kelneck's going to be up this year, and I'm very excited to see how he plays. I like Kelneck. I'm rooting for him, but I kept him outside of my top 10 just because I have a feeling that, you know, I like him as a top 15. I don't like him as a top 10. Like, I'm way more of a Julio guy than a Jared Kelneck guy. Way more Julio. Another one, Nate Pearson, Blue Jays, came up last year. He has crazy stuff. He throws gas. I just think he has to make some adjustments. Yeah, I don't think he's ready to be successful just yet at the pro level. If you watch him pitch, he doesn't look at where he's throwing. When he releases the ball, he's not looking at it. He's literally looking to the side. He's a thrower. He's not a pitcher yet. He needs to become a pitcher. You can throw as hard as you want, but in MLB, it's proven time and time again, if you don't locate, it's going to get hit a mile, and I do see him having issues with that. So that's why he's on in my top 10. Tiny tweaks in those mechanics, and I think he can be an absolute Cy Young candidate every single year. Another one that I really wanted to put in the top 10, and I did have him in my top 10, that is a little controversial, is Riley Green. I think Riley Green's phenomenal. Like, last year in spring training, when they had spring training, he was the best hitter on the Tigers. Like, straight up. He absolutely destroyed spring training. You know, I don't think he gets as much respect as I think he should. You know, I've been following him since he got drafted now, and he's super solid. Like, very solid. He only hit 271, but this was after this year's when he went to spring training and dominated, and they were debating if they should have brought him up because he was doing so well. Like, I think his first 4 at-bats in spring training were like 2 home runs, 2 walks, like, insane. Like, he was playing very, very well. But yeah, that's a guy I had him in my top 10, and I think he's very good. Like, he robbed a home run in camp last year. Like, he plays good defense. He was the best bat drafted in 2019 out of the high school class. So Riley Green, it's a guy I think's deserving, but I had to keep him out of the list just because there's so many good prospects. Andrew Vaughn's another one out of UCLA. I think Andrew Vaughn's unbelievable hitter. I think the White Sox, if they don't put him in the lineup this year, they're just missing out on a year of Andrew Vaughn. That's how good I think he is. Him and Torkelson are actually really good friends, and I think they're super similar. Like, Andrew Vaughn, again, is someone with a super good plate approach. Like, he just doesn't chase that many bad pitches. Lucas Giolito, who is amazing, was just praising him during camp before last year, saying that him and Nick Madrigal were just a pain in the butt to pitch against and hated doing it just because of how good they are at the plate. So Andrew Vaughn, I think his bat is worthy of top 10, 100%. I cannot wait to see him up. I think he deserves to come up this year. I hope they bring him up to at least DH or move Abreu to DH, put him at first base. We'll see. That White Sox team's stacked. And then the last one I left out, you guys, is Bobby Whit Jr. And the only reason I did that is because his first year was underwhelming. I collect Bobby Witt's cards. I think he's really good. But if you look at his year, from what he was hyped, they said he was the highest ranking high school player like ever drafted, pretty much. Like, he was that hyped. Like, he was supposed to be the guy. Like, he was the 2nd overall pick and supposed to just be like flying colors, like Jason Dominguez hype, pretty much, coming out of high school. And he only hit 1 home run. He hit 262, 317 on base percentage. Really struggled a little bit for those 37 games. And that's the only reason I kept him out of here. I think he's super talented, and he played well in spring training when he was coming up. Flashed some leather a little bit, made some web gems too. His defense is going to be great. He can play shortstop or third. So I want to see him this year, see how he does. I hope he progresses, see that progression with Bobby Witt. But that's why I kept him out of the top 10 as well. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. That's my top 10. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm going to put this link in the description below if you want to fill it out yourself. Again, I only have the players that I put on there. So let me know in the comments if there's anyone that you would have put on this list additionally that I left out. Let me know. All right, guys, if you guys like this video, as always, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching as always, and you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.